Hello everyone, this is Adam with AEW Maine Treasure Adventures. Now a lot of people ask me what I do with my coins after I pull them out of the swimming areas. And how do I clean them? Because a lot of them are pretty mucky. So these are your typical coins. When I find them in a pond or a lake, they look pretty cruddy. Now with clad, what I will typically do is tumble it for about 5 hours. Once I tumble it, this turns into something like this. A little cleaner. Banks will take them back without any issues. Over here, I have actually had banks deny my coins. Now I get like some of these. No matter what I do with this, it's never going to be perfect again. So anywho, what I'll do is, I've already got a little bit of water in there. Alright, so there's all my coins. Now typically I will put just enough water to go over the dirt and the coins. The dirt that I use is a 6090 silicone carbide grit. In a few hours, we're going to have some coins that look more like this versus that. Alright. Okay. First, make sure everything's on nice and snug. Put it like that. And then I tighten it. That's not coming out. Next thing I will do again. What I'll do is leave it running for 5 to 8 hours usually. I try to check it after about 5 hours. Now if they're older coins and they're not what we would consider clad, depending on if they're copper or silver, I'll use a toothpick or a brush versus putting it into a tumbler. Sometimes I'll shake it up a little bit just to make sure. This is the tumbler model that I use. The original Tumbler's Tumble model AR12. Once it's done tumbling, I'll show you what the coins will end up looking like. They'll be a million times better than when they first went in. So it's been tumbling now for about 6 hours. Pull the plug on it and start the cleanup. all kinds of crud has fallen off the coins. This water was clear. It'll be brown. So next thing I'll do is get some hot water going. I use an ice cream bucket. I fill it up about halfway. Now the next thing I do is bring over a towel, dip it in the water, and then wipe it off. A lot cleaner than it was. And then I just lay it out on a towel and let it dry. But I'll continue that till I'm completely cleaned out of coins. Looks like a bicentennial coin. 1776 to 1976. Cool. Didn't even know it was in there because it was so dark and nasty. Most of these I couldn't even read the date off. Sometimes I'll get fancy and do 2 at a time. State quarters, both of them. I've actually found silver by doing this. Coins that I did not think were older than 64 or older than 65. So this actually helps me find some of the silvers that may have been missed, just because they were so cruddy. 1967. Close, but no cigar. Yeah, I probably found the last batch that I did. I think there was 15 silvers in there that I did not know that I even had. Random piece of something in there. Sometimes I'll find wheat pennies that I didn't know I had either. Alright, so we'll keep doing that. Eventually, we'll have them all completed. Yeah, I don't know how this got in there. This just a random piece of metal wire. Now the reason I wash them off in the tumbler first is to try to get any of the grit off. You do not want that going down your drain. Oh, look at that. Little Canadian quarter. I would typically recommend do this with gloves, but obviously I don't listen to myself. I'm going to have a nice tan hand. Oh, there's another 67. So that doesn't matter. It's such a bummer when I get a quarter that's 1965. Now with the same tumbler, I've also tumbled sea glass that wasn't quite finished. I've also tumbled rocks. In the description, I'll put a link to where you can get a tumbler if you would like to look into it. There's plenty of them out there. This is the one that I like the best. But you may find something else that you prefer. And what I would also say is make sure that you do not tumble longer than you really need to, because you won't have any coins left. Now this took me about 6 hours, roughly. And I would say with coins, if you're using the same grit I am, I wouldn't put them in for any more than probably 10 hours at the most. 5 hours probably is the least that I would do. Make sure that you get all the coins out. You don't want to leave any in and then tumble it again for 10 hours. Your pennies will become so thin that there won't be pennies anymore. Be like a half a cent. Next thing I'll do, turn that on. I'll wash off my tumbler. I will oftentimes dump out some of the really nasty water. But I won't go any further than that. And now it's ready to go again. Oh, look at that. We got a wheat penny. Didn't even know that was in there. 1941 wheat penny. That one was so bad I couldn't even tell it was a wheat. Pretty much I want anything older than 1965. When it comes to dimes. So normally tumble right when I'm finished up with a swimming area. I try to tumble all the coins all at once. What I find is most pennies prior to 1972 hold up way better underwater, even if they've been in there longer. Especially compared to some of the shield pennies. Those things could be in the water for a month and they look like they've been in there for 100 years. I'll at least be able to take them back to a bank now and cash them in. So now, I'll show you kind of what the end result is. Now some of these are still in pretty rough shape, but it's because they were already in rough shape. Alright, so here are all the coins in this run. These are the older coins, a couple of wheat pennies. That's a wheat one. And that's a wheat one, but they're pretty well eaten up. And that's not from the tumbler. Those are bad. I didn't even know there was any Wheaties in here. That's how messed up they were. This definitely is a 43. That's a 64. That's a 64. 43. That one does say 61. So I'll keep those out. AEW out.